We all know that free Android games aren't always free these days, but many of them are very close if you have a little patience. Most free-to-play bottlenecks occur when players get impatient, and waiting for the game out can usually get around those pitfalls. What we have here are the best free Android games that you should be able to play comfortably without engaging in too many in-app purchases, and we hope you enjoy them. Alto's Odyssey is a natural choice for a free Android game. It features simple mechanics, gorgeous graphics, and a relaxing style. Players ski down a hill while avoiding obstacles and making massive jumps. There are also items to collect that can be traded in for various customization options. The game relies heavily on its wallpaper-worthy graphics. They are simple, but effective, and the dark, gradient colors add a good atmosphere for the game. It's completely free to download and play with some limited ads. There are in-app purchases, but they are all for customization stuff, so it's entirely optional, and it doesn't affect gameplay. It's kid-friendly and fun. Noodlecake Studios also does Alto's Adventure and Farm Punks, two more games that could easily make this list. The Asphalt franchise has some of mobile's most popular racing games. Asphalt 8, Airborne and Asphalt Stream were the big ones in the series. However, Asphalt 9, Legends came out in July 2018. This is the most recent game in the series now. It includes 50 cars, a bunch of challenges, and a bunch of content to play with. That includes online multiplayer, single-player stuff, and more. The graphics are good and there are social elements as well. Brawl Stars is Supercell's latest hit game. It's a brawler with online multiplayer elements as well as some MOBA elements. Players drop into a game with a couple of teammates, brawl with opponents, and try to win. There are a few game modes, including a straight brawl mode, a mode where you collect crystals, a heist mode where you steal the opponent's treasure, and a bounty mode where you beat specific opponents on a team. It feels like a Supercell game, and that's mostly a good thing. Call of Duty Mobile is the latest game on this list. The game includes classic online FPS PvP like any Call of Duty. However, it also includes a 100-player battle royale mode. That puts it in a rare category of a good regular FPS game like Critical Ops, as well as a good battle royale like PUBG Mobile. The game has in-app purchases, but they seem to be solely for cosmetic gear, and a good amount of it is available as in-game rewards. The gameplay is good and people seem to really like this one. Critical Ops is among the newer generation of first-person shooters, and it's one of the best. In this title, you'll battle terrorists in a variety of urban-oriented levels, or you can play as the terrorists if you want to. It has a strong online multiplayer community where you can play with your friends as well. It's still a work in progress, but it seems to hit all the right marks, and it's updated frequently. If you'd like a first-person shooter that's completely free, it is worth checking out. EA has the market cornered on sports games. They are the only developer with yearly launches for most sports, including their Madden NFL Overdrive game, FIFA Soccer, NBA Live Mobile, EA Sports UFC, and others. These games all have very similar elements. You can play the actual sport and there is a sim mechanic in all of these games. The graphics are usually pretty decent and the controls are generally good. However, EA Sports games have heavy freemium elements. That is a frequent frustration for many players, and it makes it difficult to recommend EA in general. Unfortunately, EA is the only developer that makes games for most sports, so that makes them the best by default. There are a few soccer games, Dream League Soccer and Motorsport, that are really good too. EA also has some popular freemium games like Star Wars: Galaxy of Heroes that people seem to really like. Final Fantasy Brave Exvius is perhaps the best Final Fantasy-themed freemium game out there. It features tons of elements from the original games, including actual town and dungeon explorations, hidden treasures, secret dungeons, and tons of lore. The gameplay is simple to learn, but you'll need to think critically in order to beat bosses and hard opponents. You're frequently rewarded for logging in daily and additional missions, quests, and activities help keep the game fresh. This is about as good as it gets for freemium titles. If this one isn't doing it for you, but you love Final Fantasy, you can also try out Mobius Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy Record Keeper. They round out a very positive group of freemium games from the Final Fantasy franchise.
Final Fantasy Brave Exvius.
Pokémon Go was the biggest mobile game of 2016. Players can explore the real world around them all while catching Pokémon, taking down gyms, and finding Pokestops. New additions include legendary Pokémon, raid battles, trainer battles. You can even trade Pokémon in the game now. The game continues to evolve beyond what many remember it to be. PUBG Mobile is one of the most popular mobile shooters available. It features a 100-player battle royale on a small island. Players collect gear, weapons, and vehicles on the island and battle it out. The winner is the last person standing. It also includes mechanics like a shrinking play area to keep games from going too long, as well as an expanding list of content, crossovers, and customization items. There is also a Lite version of PUBG Mobile with lighter graphics, fewer players per match, and more. Vainglory is perhaps the best MOBA currently available on Android. It boasts high frame rates, unlimited free play, and solid connections. You'll be able to team up with people and go head-to-head against other teams much like you see in all MOBAs. There are also decent graphics, more than 25 heroes to unlock and play with, and you can play with, or against, bots if you so choose. There is also a beta version that can use the Vulkan API if you want to check that out. It's one of the better free Android games.